Sooner fans, Longhorn Nation, welcome to episode 189, the Boomer Bevo Podcast, the only podcast exclusively dedicated covering the greatest rivalry in college football, the University of Oklahoma and the University of Texas. Here with my man, Kevin Miller. I am John Whitson. Kevin, we are at potentially, realistically, literally, the greatest chicken restaurant in the history of chicken.
That's right.
Would you agree with that?
I totally agree.
Ed and his team at the Chicken Shack have invited us out here. We could not be happier. This is super fun to get to be on location with our podcast for the first time in 189 episodes. I don't know what to think. I'm pretty fired up right now.
You always are, but I think you're even more fired up than you usually are, which is really saying something.
Listen, typically, Kevin, I drink the big 240 milligrams Celsius before we record.
240 milligrams.
Yeah, the Celsius Essential Life one, the thick one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm just interested with the milligram thing. It's like European style, not liters.
Well, that's how they do it. That's how the milligram. Yeah, it's all grams. I'm a big metric system guy.
Okay, understood.
I digress. Anyway, I couldn't do it today. I knew I was going to be hyped. I knew I was going to be at a different level, and I didn't want to have a heart attack on air in front of a live group of fans. Here's the cool part. We've got actual live fans. We got super fan Josh, super fan Chad, super fan Renissa, super fan Peyton, super fan Cooper. We have family. It's fantastic. This is great.
It's great to be here. And John, you haven't even mentioned the fact that both of our teams play football on Saturday.
It is game week, dude. And not only is it game week, Oklahoma's playing Illinois State, and there's plenty of questions to be answered. However, it is 1 versus 2. Columbus, Ohio, 2 Blue Bloods, the University of Texas, and the University of the Ohio State. Kevin, I've been to Columbus. I know what game day is going to be like there. I mean, where's your head at right now? Early in the week.
Well, you always get nervous as you get closer to the game. But I feel good about this, man. I think Texas has a real shot to go up there and get a win. It's an incredibly difficult place to win. They don't lose a lot of home games there, but I feel good about our chances.
Well, let me explain how this is going to look. For the longtime listeners, this will be very familiar. For our new listeners, this is how we're going to do it. This is our pregame show. So we will preview the OU Illinois State game. We'll preview the Ohio State Texas game. Then we'll go through the top 25 schedule around the country, make sure we feel good about the national picture. And then we're going to make our picks, Kevin. You historically have beat me in picks the first 2 years. Not as bad last year, though.
Not as bad last year, yeah. You
the first year,
the
first year was legit.
Yeah, you were kind of going off the rails a little bit.
Well, no, it was more like you were Rain Man. It was more like you were Rain Man. Would you agree with that?
Maybe.
It was like I dropped a box of toothpicks and you were like 247. You've seen Rain Man, right? You know what I'm talking about. Dustin Hoffman, yes. Kevin. Sometimes I say I've asked you if you've seen movies and you refuse to acknowledge that movies even exist. You'd agree with that.
Hey, man, I'm too busy watching sports, learning about football. That's how I'm so good at picking these games.
I told you, dude. I binged my last show today. It's all football, all in.
Well, let's get into it, man.
There are some Oklahoma State fans here tonight that have asked if we're going to talk about Oklahoma State. They play tomorrow. That's it. There you go. There's the Oklahoma State preview. You're good with that?
Mike Gundy's their coach, too.
Yeah, Mike. Okay. Is he dyeing his hair, by the way?
I have no idea. I haven't seen Mike Gundy. I don't know if I've seen him since we left.
It is very odd. He's got the high and tight with the mulletish kind of thing, and it's very Ryan Day beardish dark.
Okay, he's an interesting guy. We all know that. So
all right, we've already talked enough about that. All right, hey dude, listen. It's 1 versus 2. Columbus, Ohio, 11 a.m. Let's start at the top with some breaking news. You dodged a bullet with your YouTube subscription. Have you seen the breaking news that YouTube and Fox have reached a short-term agreement to allow fans to watch college football this weekend?
I hadn't heard that, so thanks for breaking that news to me. They had to get this done, right? Can you imagine the first weekend of college football and there is no Fox on YouTube TV? Would have been an absolute disaster.
I don't know about you. I pulled the pancake out of storage.
Oh yeah, man.
The pancake was out and ready to go.
Okay, I was going to use another streaming service, but hey, that's
were you gonna do like the Fox One or whatever? That's like the new thing now, right?
No, I mean I would have done Hulu or one of the other.
You just figured it out.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, Texas, Ohio State. It doesn't matter who Texas playing. You can't miss.
Look, dude, I'm not a Texas fan, but I could feel your anxiety. Like I could feel Texas fan and Ohio State fan anxiety. This is a monumental game in the history of y'all's programs, right? And for that to be somehow jeopardized from being on television, you're already getting screwed with an 11 a.m. kickoff, right?
Idiots in suits. Yeah, come on, man.
The 11 a.m.
Get it
kickoff.
done.
And
they got it done. So good.
All right. So everybody, we can take a deep breath on Fox. By the way, Oklahoma's never been happier to be in the SEC and not have to have their majority of their games on Fox, at least right now. But that's neither here nor there. So we got 11 a.m. kickoff on Fox.
Hold on. Is there a problem with Fox, the games?
Well, besides that, you weren't going to get to see it on YouTube TV until they broke.
Okay. I thought you meant other. Like,
oh no, we love Fox.
Okay.
Oh no.
Joel,
I'm jealous of the Gus and Joel. You know that.
Yeah.
You know I think they're the best.
It's been nice. It'll be nice. It's been a while.
But I got used to not watching them last year.
Yeah. They still call some good Big Ten games.
Oh yeah, Ohio State. The random rivalry up there. The second behind. Yeah, maybe
second. Auburn, Alabama.
All right, dude. Okay, here's what I got. Let's start with a couple of news and notes. All right, coaches. Sarkisian going up against Ryan Day. Ryan Day with a monkey off his back with the national championship last year. En route to that national championship, Ohio State beat you guys 28-14 in the college football semifinal. It was a hell of a game. We've talked ad nauseum about Sark's play calling at the end of that game on the goal line, the absence of Arch in some of those packages, which I think we both agree was kind of odd. But that's kind of the coaches matchup. Just when you look at those two coaches, I know you're going to be partial to Sark, but who gets the advantage and why?
Well, I really like Ryan Day. I've always liked Ryan Day. I think he's, now again, losing to Michigan, that was 3 years in a row, is not doing him any favors at all. But like you said,
3, maybe 4.
Is it 4 now?
I'll look.
Yeah, that can't happen at Ohio State, right? They won't stand for it. But when you go out and you win the national championship, that changes everything, right? There's not much you can say to the guy after that happens. But, Sark, I'm a big Sark guy. I have been since the beginning. He's really done a great job at Texas, but you have to give the nod to Ryan Day because he's got a natty.
Real quick, 4 times, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Yeah, I mean, that's almost mind-blowing given how good Ohio, especially last year.
He doesn't win a national title, he might be fired.
Correct.
I mean, it's that serious, and I don't blame him.
Despite his 70-10 record,
it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.
Exactly. We saw this with John Cooper in the 90s, right? He was a great coach. You can't lose to Michigan every year. Not there. We were ready to run Mac Brown out of town.
It's the same thing. If Mac didn't win the national championship in 05 and lost another 3 or 4 to Stoops, it would have been see you later, Mac, right?
Correct. I mean, yeah, and it would have been understandable too. So he did buy himself obviously a lot of grace by winning the Natty, and we'll see how they can do this year.
Okay, quarterbacks. These are the 2 premier dudes on the field right now. We know a lot about Arch coming in. We've talked a lot about Arch. We have also know that Ohio State has named Julian Sayin as their starting quarterback. He has 12 passing attempts in his career, specifically last year. Interesting stat about Arch, though. No passing attempts away from DKR. This will be his first live action on the road. It's a hell of a place to get introduced to the road environment. Now, I've been to Ohio State. I don't think it's Oklahoma. I don't think it's LSU.
As far as what?
Environment. It's a little more buttoned up.
Now, I haven't been there, so I can't judge it. But do you think that Oklahoma's stadium is louder than Ohio State's?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do feel that way.
I
might have been in a weird spot in the stadium.
Okay. I just find that interesting just because, I've never heard Oklahoma mentioned at the Ohio State level when it comes to the crowd noise. So, again, I've never been to Ohio State. I have been to OU.
Here's what I would describe the Ohio State experience is they're spoiled. That's a spoiled fan base, right? And so because they're a spoiled fan base, they expect to be playing well. And so you don't just get the general excitement of getting fired up. Now,
aren't we the same way? Well, I'm talking about both of our respective fan bases, Texas and Oklahoma. We've got to kind of Texas has changed that over the last few years since CDC.
Okay, let me do this. You've been to the OU Texas game when it gets really loud.
Yes.
I've been 2018 with Kyler. That's the loudest I've ever been in a stadium ever in the history of stadiums. That stadium was intense, both sides. Ohio State never sounds like that.
Okay. Now, I'm sure it helped too that you guys were in control pretty much the entire time.
I think we were behind at halftime.
But I think they were nervous because just watching the flow of that game, you guys were always in control. It just seemed like you guys were controlling the entire flow despite the score.
Because of where you're ranked and because you played last year, do you think Ohio State is more fired up to play you than they were to play us in 17? Is that possible? It could be.
It could. Yeah, I think so. Coming up and adding the fact that they just beat us. I mean, you know, there's always a danger of teams coming into the season on a championship hangover, right? But I think for them, knowing that they're playing a great team, a team that they beat last year, a team that they know is coming for revenge and trying to show that, hey, and again, we're trying to prove something, obviously, to ourselves that we can beat the elite teams.
Right.
I mean, obviously, Alabama was really good that year. But, Ohio State, I think Ohio State last year was better than Alabama was in 23 with a new starter in Jalen Milroe.
Do you think Ohio State is better than Bama was?
Last year. I think last year's Ohio State team, 2024 Ohio State, the team that won the national championship, is better than the 23 Alabama team that Texas beat with Jalen Milroe.
Who do you think's better, this version of Ohio State or the 23 Bama team? Which win will be more impressive? Winning at Tuscaloosa or winning at Columbus?
I think Tuscaloosa because it's Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Just because that's the only reason why. I don't know how this Ohio State team is going to fare.
You're telling me that Ryan Day's beard dye does not intimidate you like the awe-inspiring presence of Nick Saban?
Not quite, but some of his players are intimidating. That's for sure.
Okay,
you talk about Julian saying though.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. Let's get back to the quarterback.
I like him as a recruit. Texas recruited him.
Where was he out of?
Out of Southern California.
Okay.
He did not want to come in the class after Arch. I don't blame him for that at all. Ends up at Alabama. Saban retires. He leaves and goes to Ohio State. He has a really quick release. I believe he's a very accurate passer, at least based on his high school stuff. But like you said, 12 passes. He's never played in a game that matters. He's never played in a moment that matters. He's only been in there for mop-up duty and blowout situations. So we'll see.
I guess Arch has had snaps against Georgia.
Correct.
Where he got destroyed, but he had snaps against Georgia.
He did. And Arch has started 2 games. And these games matter.
He started against Mississippi State. He started. I don't know if what was the other one? Sam Houston or something?
Yeah, exactly. But or Louisiana Lafayette. But
yeah,
it matters. These games matter, right?
He was the starter. You can't take away the fact that he was the starter. I acknowledge that.
It's a first SEC game. It would have taken a disaster for them to lose to Mississippi State. But it was a starting game. It was a conference game. It was a game that we had to win in order to get to where we wanted to go.
Yep.
And so he's seen live bloods. That's all I'm saying. Obviously, Mississippi State's defense was horrible last year. And he did come off the bench. Again, it's UTSA.
Okay,
but I trust his experience and what he's done in year 3 over what Julian Saban has done and seen.
Is it safe to say that you are giving Arch the check mark in the box for head-to-head? If you had to pick who's the better quarterback?
Yes.
Not even close. You're saying not even close?
I think it's a clear advantage, at least in week 1.
Okay. Let's take a look at other players of note. I've got
a lot of them.
Yeah, well, I've got 3 for each team. Okay, let's start on the Ohio State side. You can't start any conversation of Ohio State without saying Jeremiah Smith, right?
No, you cannot.
Best player in the country?
Yes, he's the best player in the country, and there's so many good things you can say about him, right? He reminds me of Julio Jones if Julio Jones played in a more wide receiver offense, right? With that kind of,
he was good in college.
Julio Jones was. He did not play in that kind of offense, right? Bama's trying to run the ball, then they'll throw it to him and stuff. But they're not. For this guy to come in to a team that was already loaded, they had Emeka Egbuka, they had Carnell Tate, and he is instantly their number 1 receiver. It's remarkable. Texas had Xavier Worthy back in 2021.
Yeah, but this is a different level.
Yeah, here's what I'm saying. So with Xavier Worthy, he had to be our number 1 because he was just far and away the most talented. And he's great. He's amazing. But for this guy to come into a team that's already loaded and just instantly be the number 1, the go-to guy, when it's the national championship is on the line, right? They're trying to run the clock out. They take a shot to him, to a true freshman receiver, knowing that he's going to make the play. So he's one of those guys that it's almost unfair that he has to play college football.
Yeah,
he should be in the NFL. He kind of reminds me of Adrian Peterson.
That was the comparison I was going to make.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I know why you're here, and you have to be here, but you should be playing on Sundays.
Who else fits that bill? Him and AD. You think about
maybe sophomore Calvin Johnson, but he wasn't like that as a true freshman.
Well, and I always thought Cam Newton, once he was at Auburn it was unfair, but by then he's 22 years old.
He's a grown man at that point. I've never seen anybody step into college ready to go to the NFL besides Adrian Peterson until Jeremiah Smith. I can't think of
Did we
anyone
think
else.
Trevor Lawrence was that guy?
Maybe, I don't know what he could process like that physically. Yes, I mean he was amazing as a true freshman.
Disappointing pro career so far.
But yeah. Now he still has a chance, but it has not been good.
Disappointing pro career so far. Okay, the next guy, Caleb Downs. We've got 82 tackles, 2 interceptions, best safety in the country.
Yeah, man, he's unbelievable.
Is he the Thorpe Award finalist?
Yeah, he's definitely the
likely.
Yes, I mean. He can do everything. You saw it for him to come in at Alabama as a true freshman in the Nick Saban defense, right? They're pretty complex in what they do to start day one. Right? It wasn't like he eased into a starting role. It's like, no, he's starting and he's kind of versatile. He can be moved all over the place. Kind of what Texas used Jahdae Barron last year, just moving him nickel, safety, linebacker, wherever. And he's a dangerous guy. He's a guy that
almost kind of a Roy Williams like.
Correct. Yes.
Right? I mean, you'd agree with that, right?
Without that crazy size that Roy had. But yes, one of those guys. You could play him. Yeah, Roy would be a linebacker one. He's an edge rushing.
Best player and the best player on the field.
Correct. Which is insane given the other players that you're going to get to for Ohio State to have those two guys. It's crazy. And, the transfer portal, right? We talked about it before, but for Ohio State to be able to get a guy like that for last year on the way to, I don't know if they win the Natty without him. As good as they were, but that's just a different.
No, I don't know if they do.
Players, and he's the type of guy. I think every play when Arch goes to the line, when he's looking at the defense before the snap, he's going to know where Caleb Downs is.
Yeah. The last guy I've got for Ohio State, and there's plenty. And if you want to bring up somebody, please do. I got Sonny Styles, linebacker, 100 tackles, 6 sacks.
Yeah, really talented guy, a talented athlete, former 5-star, was listed as a safety. He's grown into a linebacker. He's had a great career so far. And yeah, I mean, he's sideline to sideline type of athlete. So yeah, I mean, they're loaded, right? Ohio State, especially last year, they had, to me, by a bit of a margin, the most talented roster in the country.
And apparently the most expensive.
Hey,
that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, the game was a game.
They got what they paid for.
Exactly.
This isn't an A&M Miami type situation.
Correct.
They got what they paid
for.
For.
Example. Yeah, exactly. So, so to have those dudes last year, and Sonny Styles he's only going to get better. So again, a lot of guys you have to account for on that Buckeye team.
Okay, so those were the standouts on Ohio State's team. If I look at standouts on Texas team, and again, you can tell me who I'm missing, but as an OU fan, looking at Texas's roster, Ohio State or whoever is preparing for these 3 guys. Colin Simmons.
For sure. Yeah, just a dynamic.
Can he be the best edge in the country?
I think he already is. I think he should be. We'll see how the season plays out, but 9 sacks as a true freshman. He's only learned the defense more. He may be asked to do more. We may see him drop some into coverage just to throw teams off. Teams do, and Venables does this a lot. Does a good job of the simulated pressure. So you have, 5 guys at the line of scrimmage. One of them drops back into coverage. They may use him just to, because the quarterback is thinking, okay.
That's the first time I ever heard the term zone blitz.
Yeah.
That's the first. It was back in like 04 and 05 when they were running zone blitzes.
Yeah. And it just throws a quarterback off. You think more guys are there. And also it just can cause a quarterback just to panic. He thinks 5 guys are coming. There's actually just 4, but you don't know which 4. You think you're throwing hot, and then, there's a defensive end right there in that passing lane. So I think he'll be doing a lot of that this year. So, yeah, I told you, he's been a dream recruit for us, and the development has been rapid, and we only expect it to get better. So
Anthony Hill Jr. is next on the list.
Same type of deal, man. Versatility, like we talked about with Caleb Downs, he can do anything. Right? right? He can stop the run. He's gotten better in pass coverage over his 2 years so far, and as a blitzer, I mean, he had 8 sacks last year.
Well, that's kind of what he came in doing as a freshman,
Correct.
right?
Yes, yeah.
They gave him a very simple job. Said, go get that guy.
Yeah, you see the ball right there, go get it.
Yeah.
Go chase the quarterback down. He's chasing down Jalen Milroe in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
And we know what kind of athlete that Jalen Milroe is. But he has turned into from a freak athlete into a linebacker.
Yeah.
And we expect him to have a great year. I think he's the best linebacker in the country. Really glad he's on our team.
And then last, I've got the only returning 1,000-yard rusher in the SEC is Trey Wisner.
Yeah.
I think we've got to talk about who else is going to be supporting Arch. Ryan Wingo could have made this list. A lot of other guys could have made the list, but I think if you're going to beat Ohio State, Wisner has to be that guy, right?
Yeah, you have to run the football. You have to. We have to run it better than we did last year, right? And he did a great job. He did a great job. He really came out of nowhere. He was a 3-star guy coming out of high school. We just weren't sure how he was going to fit in. He's been tougher than we expected. He's carried more of a load than we expected. He's just been way more productive. So I think he's a little underrated, even by Texas fans.
Yeah.
Right? You have CJ Baxter coming in 6'1", 220.
Well, I just remember seeing the stats showing him as the only returning 1,000-yard rusher, and I was like,
yeah, he had 1,000 yards. What?
Yeah, but you also did go to the playoff, and you played 3 more games than everybody else.
Correct.
Not that I'm not taking anything away from him.
No,
I'm
you're
just saying it only makes sense, right?
That's part of the reason why he's underrated too, because he was always just really steady, never spectacular. But sometimes you just don't realize how good someone is when they're just steady.
If I gave you 94.5 yards against Ohio State, does it go over or under?
I'm going to say under. I think it's going to be a tough game. I think yards are going to be tough to come by for both teams in this one.
Oh, what did I have? I had the over-under. At 47.5.
Yeah, I think it's going to be.
That's a low-scoring game.
Yeah, I think points are going to be hard to come by in this game.
With a 1.5 point spread, which is what we're at right now.
If you think about it, last year, right? Texas scored 14 points. They scored They had 2 drives when they went down the field and scored. So did we. They had the freak screen pass that broke for 75 yards right before halftime.
Yeah.
And then they had the incredible play by Jack Sawyer, the strip sack return on Quinn Ewers in the red zone. So both teams really only had 2 drives where they went down the field. Other than that, the defenses were dominant. And I think in this game, I think both teams are going to be leaning on their defense.
You think your defense is better than last year, don't you?
I do.
Losing Johnny Barron,
Yeah.
losing defensive linemen.
Yeah.
You really think they're better?
I just think as a whole with the experience,
I'm not sold on that.
We'll be just as good. That's what I think. How about that?
I just worry about you. I worry about you at the offensive line. I worry about you at the defensive line.
I'm talking about the offensive line.
Yeah, so we'll get.
I have big question marks there, but I feel good. I feel really good about the defense.
Last note on Ohio State before I ask you some Texas questions. Ohio State defensive coordinator Matt Patricia. We talked a little bit about him. He steps into Jim Knowles, some think the biggest or the best defensive coordinator in college football. What do you expect out of a Matt Patricia defense? I mean, is that the weirdest hire ever?
It is a very interesting hire. I don't know what to expect. That's one advantage they have is Matt Patricia has no college tape. So from what I heard, Sark has been studying Patriot stuff. He's been studying his Detroit Lions stuff when he was the head coach there. His brief time in Philadelphia when he was there. So he's been studying all that. So I have no idea what they're going to do. I've also heard that they may be doing some of the Jim Knowles stuff from last year. Like, we're going to teach him what we did last year.
Well, it would only make sense.
It would make perfect sense. Why would you
unless he can't execute that, unless he can't execute the system.
Correct. Yeah. If you think if he's as smart as we think he is, I mean, he's one of those guys. He's so interesting. I wonder if he's almost like Tom Herman. You know, Tom Herman was like really intelligent, like a high IQ guy. His degrees and stuff are in aerospace engineering.
Here's
one of those crazy.
Let me tell you about Herman, though. Okay, Herman was such a weirdo.
Big time.
The word douchey comes to mind. That's the only word I have to describe him, okay? But he was so weird. But before he came to Texas, he was a very effective head coach.
Yes.
He was at Houston, and where was he before?
That's his first head
was
coach.
He
was Ohio State's offensive coordinator.
He was Ohio State's offensive coordinator, right? So obviously that's a big time position.
It was the year they won the Natty with Ezekiel Elliott. And,
was it really? 14. Yeah. Okay. So then he takes the head coach at Houston. So he had some demonstrated stuff. Matt Patricia's only demonstrated success has been under Bill Belichick.
Correct.
When he's gone outside of Bill Belichick's shadow, he hasn't been very good.
Correct.
And so it makes you wonder, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't know, at least with Herman, you could get to what's the right word? Attractive about him as a hire.
Yeah, for sure.
Despite the
We
fact
were
that he
very
ended up
excited.
being a freaking weirdo
Yeah, correct. And not a people person at all.
no,
You know,
flipping people off on the camera,
Yeah,
the whole
that's-
deal.
yeah.
We've done that, and we'll do it some more. I love picking on Tom Herman. But anyway, so I think the Pat Patricia. Okay, back to Texas. I got 3 questions for you. Texas offensive line, can they hold up? Simple question: can they hold up against Ohio State?
I think they can hold up, yes, but I don't
They
think.
didn't hold up against Georgia.
Well,
I'm just saying.
that's
That
different.
was
Yeah, Georgia's different though. Even compared to Ohio State, they were fine against Ohio State except for that last drive, right? Like they held up until
you held
that
up with
one point.
Kelvin Banks and 3 other dudes that were
Correct.
drafted first and second round or whatever they
Correct.
were.
Well, I mean, you brought the Georgia comparison up. That was last year with those same guys.
Yeah, I know. That's my point. You had 4 guys that are now in the league, and you couldn't stop Georgia. What makes you think 4 guys that were
Well,
backing those 4 guys up can stop Ohio State?
Ohio State's different. They're not Georgia. They've got dudes. I think they can hold up. I trust the development at the position. With that being said, like I don't think Archer's going to be necessarily running for his life.
Okay.
It's not going to
That's
be
fine.
one of those performances. But are they going to dominate? No, I don't think so. Like this offensive line is going to be much better week 4 than they are week 1, right? But what I do feel good about is we have a lot of new guys, but it's not like these guys haven't played.
Yeah.
We have guys who have played a lot. They just haven't necessarily played together or started. Like DJ Campbell's been there for 4 years. This is year 4 for him, right? Cole Hudson this is year 4 for him as well. He's played a lot of football and not just mop-up duty. He's played a lot in big moments. He's been in big games before. He started before.
Yep.
Same with most of the other guys. Neto has played a lot too. Trevor Guzman came in at A&M when Kelvin Banks got injured, didn't even give up a pressure against them. He
Yep.
started against Georgia, played very well against them too. So, again, are we going to dominate Ohio State up front? Absolutely not. But I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
We'll be enough to get through the game all right.
Your secondary locked Jeremiah Smith pretty much down last year.
One reception for 3 yards.
I mean, that's a lockdown, right? I don't know what else
Absolutely.
it is.
Yeah, he was the focal point of their game plan.
Can you do it again? Without John A. Barron, can you do it again?
Okay, if they play the same type of scheme, I believe they can limit his explosive plays, which was the game plan last year, right? We can't get beat over the top with one of those 80-yard touchdowns. That can't happen. I think they'll have a similar type of game plan. The issue is, though, last year, Carnell Tate, right, who's our number 3 guy, what do you have? I have this written down here. 7 for 87 against Texas last year, right? That's the problem. It's like, okay, well, you might not get beat with the big plays, but they have other guys who can play
they
well.
got dudes.
And I give them credit for not forcing it, right? Because some guys are like, oh, no, he's our guy. This is what we do. We're going to do it.
Yeah.
No, okay, we got other guys. Let's throw the ball to Carnell Tate. Let's go to Emeka Ibuka, right? First round pick. So that's my concern. But again, I would still rather take my chances doubling up on Jeremiah Smith.
I think you have to.
Yeah.
You don't want that dude to beat you. We talk about this all the time. You don't want that dude to beat
the
you.
plays he made, and not just, in the playoff, Oregon, in the Oregon game in the Rose Bowl, the play again at the end of the national championship game, it's 3rd down and 11. They have him up 1-on-1. They throw the shot. He makes a play. That's game over.
Yeah.
National championship over. But yeah. One concern I do have, though, is they've got a new tight end named Max Clare.
Who? Ohio State.
Okay. Max Clare. He was a transfer from Purdue. At Purdue, he had 51 catches, 685 yards, and 4 touchdowns. That's insane production at the tight end position.
Jim Nagy, did we miss on him?
You probably tried. I don't know. Ohio State probably, paid very, very well for his services. And, they just won a national championship. He's already a kid from the area, too. So I think he's from Indiana.
You want to give Jim Nagy a pass, is what you're saying?
I just think you ought to have a chance there.
Okay, fair enough.
Texas tried too. Thankfully, we ended up with injuries, but I think he's better than injuries. He was
Sure.
For me, he was the number one. Injuries was the number 2 tight end available
Yeah.
in the portal. So I'm curious how we defend him, and I think he might end up being a big part of their game plan because of Texas is dropping guys back into coverage. I just want to see if they try to force some mismatches if he gets matched up on a linebacker.
All right, rubber meets the road here. This is your first pick of the year, Kevin. First pick of the year. It's a 1.5 point spread. I think I know where you're going.
Yeah, you do know where I'm going.
Where are you going?
I think Texas gets it done. I do think it's a low-scoring game. I have it 24-21. 24-21 Texas over Ohio State in Columbus. I think our defense really bothers Sayin with it being his first start. We have to, first and foremost, though, shut down their running game. They're going to try to run the football because they know that's their greatest path to a win with a brand new quarterback out there. We have to stop their run game. If this game starts and they're hitting 6-7 yards a carry, then I'm going to really get nervous.
Yeah.
But if we can shut down their run game, make them be one-dimensional, then that's when we get interesting. That's when we're going to send some exotic blitzes, try to confuse their quarterback into some bad throws, and try to force turnovers. My way of thinking here, my hope is that we can do that, force a couple of turnovers, have some short fields, get a couple touchdowns, get an early lead, and then run the clock out in the second half or in the fourth quarter.
Texas covers. Ohio State wins. 24-23.
Okay.
I feel like that's really the only way I could do it.
I understand. I mean,
you know what I mean? And then this way I get it. I'm hedging either way, Kevin. It's kind of a chicken-ass pick, to be fair, right?
It
is.
Yes,
Thank you. That was understatement.
It is, but
it's how you play the game. Don't hate the player, Kevin.
Correct. And listen, the spread is so tight. And when you have these type of teams, this type of talent on the football field, both teams with a lot of questions.
Well, we haven't even talked about things like turnovers, penalties.
Yeah.
It's any of that preseason, early round stuff. You know what I mean? If Wisner drops it on the ground, I don't think he will. But if he does,
yeah, especially on the road, turnovers on the road. My goodness, this turnovers period in this game is going to be massive, right? That's my hope is we can force Sayin into a pick, and maybe even take one back to the house. Oh man, it would just be huge. Every point is going to count, just like in the last game in the playoff. Right, every point counted, and that screen pass was huge. Right, 75 yards. When you're playing such good defense, you let that play up right before halftime, and the game was tied too. Right, so I'm looking forward to it. And the good thing is about this game, right? I'm not going to overreact either way. Texas wins the game. I'm not going to come on here and proclaim that we're going to win the Natty. And the same thing if we lose. Ohio State lost 2 games. They lost to Michigan.
If Oklahoma beats Illinois State, we might win the Natty.
I mean, that's how. Y'all.
Yeah, that's how we are. We love our team, Kevin. Let's take a time and thank our sponsors. First of all, again, another big shout out to Chicken Shack up here in Arcadia. Ed and his team have been amazing. It's been so cool to be up here. I joked about it earlier, being the best chicken I've ever had. Kevin, you're from Texas. I'm from Texas. You've been in Oklahoma. You've lived in Colorado. I've traveled all over the Midwest and the South. It's the best chicken I've ever had.
It's awesome, man. They do such a great job. And I mean, I've been living in Oklahoma now, 7 years, and I think I've been coming here for 5 of them. So it's great.
So good. So make sure you get out to the Chicken Shack. He's got multiple stores. One in Oklahoma City up around Western and like 40th, I think, a Chicken Shack to go. Is that right, Kevin? Yeah. So check that out. But it's been great. Also, we got the Brown O'Haver family is here tonight. So we want to give a big shout out to Brown O'Haver. They are public insurance adjusters. They work for the insured, not the insurance company. So if you've had a loss to your home or your business where you have to file an insurance claim, give Brown O'Haver a call, 405-735-5510. Kevin, who are you in for?
I'm here on behalf of Pioneer Roofing. Right? If you have had a loss, if you have hail damage, give Pioneer Roofing a call. They'll go out, give you a free roof inspection, let you know if you need to file a claim, or let you know if your roof is just fine. Give them a call, 405-549-2712.
Kevin, Oklahoma plays Illinois State at 5 p.m. Looks like it's on SEC Network Plus, ESPN Plus, whatever plus you can get. I hate that. You know how much I hate that. From what I've heard, the new ESPN app is supposed to be better.
I've heard that. I haven't checked it out
that
yet.
you
I'm
should
sure
be
this
able to
weekend
like
we will.
flip some change games easier. Maybe
Oh,
have
that's
some
nice.
maybe have some multi-view options that
Okay.
that like YouTube TV provides and stuff. But it's a real pain in the butt, right? You'll agree, like having to
Yeah, I
watch an
mean,
ESPN.
you and I, right? We're college football fans, so there are 4 games usually sometimes that we're interested in watching at the same time. If you have to watch it on the ESPN app, that means you can only watch one. It's
Now-
frustrating.
That being said, I'm going to the game, so maybe it's not a big issue. Maybe I should stop griping about it, Kevin.
Well, yeah, this week, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to the game. 35 and a half points. Here's my questions for OU. We don't have to beat this into the ground because if OU doesn't win by 40, it's a problem. Okay. I will say this though. We're gonna know. We knew last year and we're gonna know this year. Is that fair?
That's absolutely.
We can look and see with our own eyes how the game looks, how the game's progressing. We're going to know.
correct.
But that being said, we're still
at least
going
have
to
an
win the
idea.
game.
Yes.
We're going to know if it's different. How about that? Is that fair?
Yeah.
Because we know what we saw last year. And for some of us, me in particular, I can't unsee it. So I need a palate cleanser. I need a you know what I'm saying? Whatever, I need a fresh piece of gum, whatever it takes to get that taste out of my mouth.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know what the metaphor was. I was reaching for a metaphor and I
put
didn't.
you put a lot of points on the board, but the offenses never looked right. There were just moments, just long moments of just.
Dude, he was
I
getting
mean, just
sacked on third down,
Yeah,
long
quick
third
three and
downs. How many third downs were we going to have last year?
couldn't run it right. Just
No, it didn't
never
look
looked
right.
It never looked right.
Okay, so here we go. I think number one question: who plays? Who plays? And so here's the guys I'm asking about. Jaden Ott, does he play? Maybe, maybe not. We talked about it pre-game or pre-show. Maybe a shoulder injury. Maybe we're saving him for Michigan. We'll see. Samuel Wasigo, does he get in? Do we see a lot more of him than the backup linebacker would normally see? Right? He's
Yeah.
listed as an or. I think he's a game changer. I want to see a lot of Samuel
And I
Wasigo.
think you will. I think you'll play a lot.
On the offensive line, Fasusi or Sexton.
I mean, you know where I stand on that.
We had this conversation on the radio. I was on the radio with Plank on Tuesday on the KREF. Check it out on the KREF app. I said the same thing. Look, I want Fasusi to be that dude, Kevin.
Yes.
I want to know that we finally got a 5-star that's going to show up and act like a 5-star and be that dude from. And if that comes at the expense of Sexton, well, then it does.
Well, you're not going to put him out there unless he's your best option, right?
But I don't want to not put him out there because he's a true freshman.
No, that shouldn't. And again, I think if you got a freshman and he is even with the senior, then you got to play the freshman,
I think you're right.
right? So,
Especially in this game.
yes. Yeah.
But
I think we know he's going to play a lot, even if he doesn't trot out there on the first play.
Okay.
Talking about Fasusi here.
And then the last one that I'm really curious about is the corner opposite of Gentry Williams.
Well, look, you and I talked about that in the season preview. I think until proven otherwise, it's someone who is going to be attacked. Because who are you hearing? You still hearing?
I'm still hearing Jacoby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's still going to be the case because you have to attack somebody, right? So until someone really steps up and shows that they can lock it down over there, that's going to be the position that teams are going to look to exploit.
Yeah. I got to tell you, I don't know that I have been excited enough about Gentry Williams.
Well, I mean, he was banged up, right, last year?
Oh, he was banged up the entire year.
Yeah. So I think that's
And I
why
think he was banged up the year before.
Yeah, so I think once a player has been injured that often, you kind of wonder, is he going to be back to who he was, right? They
They
tend
shut
to
him down,
lose
but
a-
they shut him down last year, right?
Correct, yeah.
They shut him down in terms of playing and practicing. And if he's right, he has the potential to be a very good corner in this league.
Correct. I mean, he's shown the ability, he's shown flashes of greatness at that position. Hopefully for him, he stays healthy.
Absolutely. Okay. My next question is, how does the offense flow? Do we have an identity? Right? So you've talked about it a lot. You were never able to figure out what OU was trying to do last year. There was just no identity. There was no method to the madness. There was no just consistency that came from that. We talk about the Alabama game all the time. That had an identity, and it was the only time we saw it.
Correct.
Under Ben Arbuckle, with Mateer, Do you expect, and I think the answer is yes, but just to expound upon it, do you think we're going to see an identity from
Oh yeah, you have to, man. And I mean, really, your identity is going to be John Mateer. That's your identity.
Can John Mateer be our identity if our receivers are less than?
Well, I think that's what could potentially hold you back from being the type of offense that you could be with a quarterback like John Mateer, is the wide receiver position. We don't know what we're going to see out of Satania. Dion Burks coming off multiple injuries.
Whatever he's got wrong with
and then
him, yeah.
whoever is playing on the outside, on the other side. It's just so many questions there. And
Yeah.
I think
And tight ends, and you can't pencil tight end. I mean, we don't know what.
Jaren Kanak starting, good for him. I just don't know what are you expecting?
I will say this.
What have you heard?
Well, I don't know what to expect. I've been very negative only because of last year. So if I turn the page and try to think about this in a forward-looking manner, I think about Blake Bell. Blake Bell ended up being a hell of a tight end.
Yes.
He was a good tight end. He was a good tight end for us, and we know what he's done in the league. I think he's won 3 or 4 rings with Kansas City, and he's bounced in and out of the league. I mean, he's been all over the league, but very consistent player, been on their roster a lot as a tight end.
Yeah.
And we get Blake Bell production, which isn't Gunnar Helm, which isn't Jermaine Gresham, which isn't anybody else on either one of our
Sanders.
Yeah, Sanders or
Jermichael Finley
or Mark Andrews, right? I'm not saying that. I'm not even asking for that. We get Blake Bell production. I think we could be in okay shape at tight end.
Yeah.
Is that unreasonable?
No, it isn't. Well,
is it unlikely?
I think it's just so hard, man. Just a guy who, and I know he
Blake Bell was a quarterback, though, man. It's not like he was out there playing tight end before. You know what I mean?
Blake, he's a different type of athlete.
Yes, he was. You
know, and so I just don't want to put those type of expectations on Jaren Kanak. I know he was an offensive player in high school, right? He's one of those do-it-all types. So maybe he can catch, but, can he run routes? Can he get open against, and maybe he makes some plays, but can he do it against a good defense, a competent defense against athletes that are the same caliber that he is?
I'm curious if they even have packages for the tight end, or if the tight end is a filler position and or a blocking position and or a lot of zero tight end sets.
Honestly, if I was in Oklahoma, I would want to see you guys just establish a running game. If you have a tight end and all he does is block, that would be great.
Yeah.
Or
line him up as an H-back or whatever, and let him fly out there.
Consistently run the football enough to where it can open up a play action game.
Well, we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
And then the last one, as far as this game goes, defensive pressure. Will we see the same pressure? I think we will. And then aggressiveness. Are we going to see that? I love what we saw last year. Will they be able to play even more free with believing they have maybe a competent offense behind them?
Yeah, I mean, it's year 4 in the scheme, right? For those who have been here with the program the whole time. So everybody knows the defense. These are all Venables guys, right? So the knowledge should be there. Yeah, and again, you just got to go play. And even if the offense is struggling, you got to just go out and make plays. The talent is there, right? The Oklahoma defense is receiving a lot of hype, which I do believe is justified, especially up front, right? I expect you guys to be able to stop the run. You have a lot of depth up front. I think Jaden Jackson's going to be awesome. Our Mason Thomas, we know what we're going to get from him, although I think you guys would like to see a little bit more consistency from him against your better opponents.
Yeah.
Right? And you think you should see that with him being in year 4, right? But, where is the other pressure going to come from? What are you going to get from the other side? And how's the other edges going to hold up against the run? And, are you going to get someone who can replace the playmaking that Billy Bowman could bring, right?
It's got to be Peyton Bowen. It has to be Peyton Bowen. We saw him make plays as a true freshman. We saw it in the Texas game. Yeah. We saw it in special teams. We know he can make plays. He did not do it last year. Turf toe, maybe. Playing behind Bowman, maybe. Just sophomore slump, maybe. He's got to be that. He's got to be that dude, right? Yeah. And if he is, and you think he's got the potential, right? I mean, I don't think I'm going crazy.
No, I mean, He's a 5-star for a reason. Everybody wanted this kid. Notre Dame, Oregon, Texas. Everybody wanted him. You guys got him, and it's time. He's been there 3 years. If he's healthy, it's time to go.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, it's time to pick the Oklahoma. Illinois. I can only talk about Illinois State so long. I don't know. Did I even mention anything about Illinois State? I don't know anything about Illinois State. I know, and I'm not sure I care, Kevin.
No, it doesn't really matter. All due respect to their players, but
respect. You should. The players need to respect the opponent, and the coaches need to respect the opponent. A podcast host should not respect Illinois State.
Right. I respect the players. They're out there.
Dude, they're out there working.
That's what I'm saying.
If it was my kid out there, I'd be fired up.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not, so I don't care. All right, 35.5 to OU. I'm going to say OU covers. And so at 35.5, what do they need to cover? I'll say 49-10.
I think that's fair, and I agree with you. I think they cover. I don't know if I have a score prediction, but you got
that's fine.
Them out.
You got OU covering?
Yeah, I do. I think you just want to see your quarterback make accurate throws, which we think he can do. He's going to run the ball, so it's going to be exciting, right? I think John Mateer is going to be a player that Oklahoma fans fall in love with.
I'm already in love with him.
Right?
He's a gorgeous man. He's a gorgeous man.
Okay.
Yeah, I dig it. Did you see him in the boots?
I did not see him in the boots.
Oh, dude, he looks so good, man. He looks so good. He had boots on with beats on his head. He's attractive, dude.
Hey, well,
he's a good look. I'm just going to say it. I'm very secure in saying this. He's a good-looking man.
Hey, that's great.
Hey, I agree that Arch is not good-looking. I know why you're not into Arch. I get what you don't see there.
You'll think he's less attractive if he doesn't play well.
He can get ugly fast.
Correct.
He can get really ugly fast.
That's not what you have. So, again, you want to see accurate throws. You want to see a rhythm to the offense. And that's what we'll be looking for, dominance on defense.
All right, here we go.
Turnovers.
Here we go. Nationwide perspective. We're going to pick 3 of these games. We already know what 3 games are going to be, but let's just real quick hit the highlights around the country, okay? Number 25, Boise, 5.5-point favorite at Southern Florida or University of South Florida. Boise State was our pick to be the non-power 4 representative in this college football playoff.
That's right.
I guess we expect them to go ahead and take care of business in South Florida.
Yeah.
But you remember when South Florida used to be that team, though, that was hard to go play at?
Absolutely.
It was like the early 2000s,
Correct.
right?
Yeah. Correct. Yes, they did. They had a little run there, and they had some dudes, man. Casey Pierre-Paul, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To the league. So there's a couple other guys who I can't remember their names, but yeah, they've had a run there.
You and my son Jeffrey were talking about Tennessee at Syracuse. Syracuse is a 14-point dog hosting the Volunteers. We're about to find out about their quarterback. Thoughts?
This is a very interesting game just because Tennessee, losing Nico, we've talked about this several times, but it's such a big deal, man, and I hate it. I hate that he's not there just because I thought he would take a step up. It's bad for him being at UCLA instead of Tennessee. It's bad for Tennessee not having him.
Yeah.
Joey Aguilar, who was actually at UCLA, and they pretty much just swapped. I have no idea what to expect from him or this Tennessee offense. They're replacing a lot. They're replacing Dylan Sampson, who's one of the best running backs in the country.
How's their defense? Are they replacing their defense too?
They are replacing some dudes. Pierce. Top,
James Pierce, right?
James Pierce.
Yeah.
First round pick at edge. So how do they look? A lot. They're replacing a lot in Tennessee, so they're in the SEC, which means their schedule is not going to be easy. This is one they have to win. Josh Heupel getting a contract extension this week, so obviously they believe in him, and I do too. I think he's a really good coach. I think he's done a great job. They have not found consistent coaching since Philip Fulmer left.
But they could go 8-4 this year, right?
They could.
Okay, that's okay.
I think they beat Syracuse.
Old Dominion, number 20, Indiana. Indiana's 23.5-point favorite. I feel like Indiana should be favored by more against Old Dominion.
Well, Old Dominion is they've been moving up, and they have upset some teams, didn't they?
Oh, they like an
70 on North Carolina last year.
You're like an Appalachian State type situation.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did they beat North Carolina?
I don't think they just beat them. I think they scored like 70 on it. It was something crazy. It was a game that let me know that it was time for old Max to.
Okay, this is one we're probably going to pick. Alabama at Florida State. Florida State is just a fascinating case study in can a coach recapture what was so magical 2 years ago that was completely lost the previous year, right? I mean, they were knocking on the door of the pinnacle of the sport. some would say got screwed out of the pinnacle, being a part of the pinnacle of the sport, only to completely fall apart in just a horrific fashion last year. Do they have any chance beating number 8 Alabama?
I don't think so, man. I think Alabama's just too talented. Now,
Even breaking in a new quarterback?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big Kalen DeBoer fan, right? Obviously, it was a tough year one, replacing Saban. I think they had a lot of weird factors. They lost some guys to the portal. They have their offensive coordinator back, right? The guy who he had at Washington. He left for a year to be the Seahawks offensive coordinator. Obviously, they had a coaching staff change. He ends up coming. Now he's at Alabama. So they're loaded everywhere else. I think they'll get enough from Ty Simpson to be a really good team this year.
Okay, we're picking that one.
All right.
We're picking that one. Marshall at Georgia. Does Matthew McConaughey, is this his second favorite college football team?
That's funny. You would think so. Did
you ever watch the movie?
Yeah.
I've watched like bits and pieces. It was really sad.
I mean,
and they really.
It's hard. Yeah. I mean.
No, it's awful.
Yeah,
no, it is sad.
It's a true story. Yeah.
But it just was hard though.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's a hard watch.
Yeah. Knowing that it's a true story based off true events.
Nevada at number 2, Penn State, 44.5. Our collective, mine and yours, UTSA. I probably would have gone to UTSA if I wouldn't have moved to Oklahoma.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd have been a roadrunner, I think. It was trending that direction.
Yeah.
UTSA at number 19, A&M. If there was ever a team I want to upset A&M, it's UTSA.
That would be great. Yeah, shout out. I know I'm a big Jeff Traylor guy.
I don't think they're beating A&M.
They don't have the horses, man.
This isn't. They were a couple years ago. I would have considered it, right? 2 or 3 years ago.
And they did lose to App State. Was that last year or the year before that? So, but now I don't.
Who, A&M?
Yeah. I don't hate Mike Elko as much as I think you do. Actually, I don't think he's a bad coach.
I don't have a lot of feelings for Mike Elko. I don't know that hate's the right word.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of respect for him either, though.
Right?
Oh, yeah, he's not very good.
Okay, I think he's actually a little bit better than you think he is.
What does that mean? He's at A&M.
Correct. But
they had what's his name at A&M and they couldn't win anything.
That's true. Jimbo's I think he'll be better for them than Jimbo Fisher is.
Is the only national championship they have is that my mind's going blank. I'm sorry. The Alabama coach.
Oh no. 1939.
Oh, even before him.
Yes.
Then. That's what I mean. So
not Bear Bryant. No.
Yeah, Bear Bryant. Bear Bryant. That's what. Okay, thank you. Bear Bryant was at A&M and they couldn't win.
Correct.
Bear Bryant, dude. Let that sink in.
Sure.
I mean, and Mike Elko could be freaking Nick Saban too.
Yeah,
and
I'm not saying he's Vince Lombardi.
It sounds like you're saying he's Nick Saban.
I just told you I don't think he is.
So I did not know you loved A&M all of a sudden. Please. This is shocking behavior, Kevin.
You know
this is shocking behavior.
You know
I had no idea.
Okay.
All right, here's one we're going to pick. LSU at Clemson. It's a 4-point spread in Clemson's favor. Clemson's the favorite. I mean, we're going to find out about these two teams really quick.
Correct, man. It's kind of like Texas and Ohio State.
This is
a lot of talent on the field.
This is the second best matchup of the weekend, right?
Yes. Who needs this game more?
Both. Probably LSU, because I don't think Brian Kelly's won a home opener. I mean, not a home opener, an opener with LSU since he's been there.
Well, I didn't realize that.
Did they lose at USC last year, right?
Did, yeah. They did.
And USC was terrible.
They ended up not being very good at all.
So, no, I think the pressure's on him. I think the pressure's on Brian Kelly. But both.
And again, it's you're going to have such a tough SEC schedule. You just want to get.
It's kind of like OU with. It's kind of like OU with Michigan. It's very similar. OU has to win the Michigan game.
Have to. There's no margin for error.
Because if you go 9-3 in the SEC, then you're in for Oklahoma and maybe for LSU. Maybe we'll see.
Maybe, yeah.
But you go 8-4, it's just not. It's zero chance.
Correct. And again, though, I have said that depending on how you look, if you go 8-4, I don't think that's a bad season given everything. But given where you were last year, given your schedule, but I know you and I have obviously different perspectives on Oklahoma.
I think Oklahoma should compete at the highest levels, not settle for 8-4. Kevin, is that unreasonable?
I think what if you look at the roster and everything.
I don't know how this turned into an Oklahoma conversation, except for the fact this is an Oklahoma podcast.
Yeah, I think that's why.
Kevin, we have to go 10-2. He goes 8-4 and he's fired.
We'll see.
What are you talking about? We'll see.
I just don't.
We're not Nebraska, dude.
Hopefully. I said hopefully.
I don't like this shared screen right now. I don't like this shared screen. I
Why?
can't
It's
I
good
can't turn the
everybody
screen off and just be like pounding the table.
It's
Or
good
anything.
everybody can see it.
It's a lot. It's a lot. All right. New Mexico at Michigan. We'll see the quarterback. What's his name?
Underwood.
Yeah, we'll see Underwood. Everybody loves Underwood right now.
I mean, superstar talent. We'll
What
see.
do you compare
All
his
eyes on
game
him.
to? What's his game like? Do you know?
Don't know.
You don't
really
know.
don't know how
Is
to
he a
compare him.
Bryce?
He's
Is he a Bryce Young? Is he
he's
a?
bigger than that. He's 6'3". Bryce Young, 5'10".
I mean, is he a Caleb Williams type player? I mean, that's a unique player, I guess. Maybe that's not
I'm
a good.
very, very curious to see. I'll be
6'3" is big. I didn't realize he's that big.
Yeah, 6'3", 205. Great size. Ready to go. Yeah.
That makes me a little. I don't know that I needed to hear those stats before next week. That sounds
Tough ass though for
How big a guy's Mateer? Mateer's only like 6'1", right?
Yeah, but he's solid. He's like 220 though.
Yeah, no, he's solid.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, he's
marbled muscle.
Yeah.
Georgia State at Ole Miss. Ole Miss 35.5. Virginia Tech at South Carolina. I wish Virginia Tech was good again.
Me too. It was always fun, right? Watching them. They always have that random Thursday night game. They beating somebody,
Oh, they beat Miami. They beat
Right.
Miami. They beat Clemson.
Frank Beamer did such a great job for that program. Yeah, it's been a little inconsistent. Justin Fuente was up and down while he was the head coach there. So yeah, we'll see. I hope they're good. I think they'll be okay this year, but having to stop Lenore Sellers,
they're not beating South Carolina.
No, so they've built some talent. Real quick though, for South Carolina, I want to see more development at the receiver position. They got Nicholas Harbor, 5-star guy. This is year 3 for him. I'm ready to see him become the type of player that his talent.
Are we going to see? Is this going to be one of those seasons where you see a guy like Lenore Sellers get more comfortable in the pocket? They always talk about that.
Correct.
Sometimes I think it's to their detriment because it takes away kind of some natural playmaking ability.
Yeah.
I kind of felt that way with Milroe a little bit.
Yeah. I do want to see him improve just as a passer, period. In the pocket, whatever. I just want him to be himself, but be able to hit the guys that are open.
Yeah, that's reasonable. That's good. Yeah, they beat Virginia Tech. The other game we're going to pick, Notre Dame, Miami. We'll come back to that one because we'll pick that one. Catholics versus convicts. Who were the quarterbacks on the original Catholics versus convicts game?
What was that, 86?
It was 89.
89. Was it Steve Walsh? Who do they have out there? No, it wasn't Steve Walsh. This was after Testaverde too.
It wasn't Bernie Kosar. No, Bernie Kosar was earlier.
Before that, right? Was it Testaverde? Or that was 86, right? With Testaverde when they
I'm looking it up. Looking it up. Keep talking.
That's a little bit before my time. That game. My earliest memory.
Steve Walsh and Tony Rice. I remember Tony Rice.
Okay, I was right.
I remember Tony Rice.
Yeah.
Didn't the Cowboys draft Steve Walsh too when they drafted Aikman?
They did, yeah, because Jimmy Johnson was a little bit unsure
about Aikman.
Yeah. I think he was until they won a Super Bowl, which is crazy, right? The kid that he recruited again though. Miami versus OU. That the 3-year span, only 3 games that OU lost.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Was it 84 to 86, something like that? Or was it something like that?
Yep.
Miami and Norman, Miami at Miami
and the Orange Bowl. Yeah.
Insane, man. I just can't imagine what that felt like for Switzer and
the Boz at the time.
Yeah.
Oh, it was awful.
Incredible players for both teams, though.
Unbelievable.
Shout out to Michael Irvin, by the way. I love that guy.
Central Arkansas, Missouri. Missouri will win that one. Auburn and Baylor is an interesting one.
It is very interesting.
It's a Friday night game.
Yes.
So we'll get to kind of settle in, kind of really pay attention. Jackson Arnold, does he have his head on enough to beat Baylor?
Man, I hope so, man. I hope the kid
You're rooting for him?
I am.
I don't think I'm rooting against him.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm rooting against him.
Yeah. I don't like seeing players become busts.
I like the comeback story.
Yeah.
I like the comeback story. I'm okay with that.
I know you're not thinking he does well week 4.
He doesn't need to come back week 4.
Yeah.
He can throw up on himself week 4 as far as I'm concerned.
But I hope he does well. Baylor though, what are we gonna see from them, right? The Big 12 is wide open, right?
Arizona is it still Aranda? Is it still Aranda?
It's still David Aranda.
He is underperformed since making the Big 12 championship.
Yes.
Did he win that Big 12? Yeah, because he beat Oklahoma State. Since he beat Oklahoma State, they have massively underperformed.
Correct. Yeah. So I don't know what to expect from them. I think he's a good coach for the most part, but man, it just hasn't worked the way that Baylor hoped it would work.
Yeah.
I don't think he's done enough to be an instant guy who gets fired.
The Mississippi State's at Southern Miss, 13.5. Southern Miss, quick note, is where Marcus Dupree went after leaving Oklahoma.
Never played it down, right?
I don't know, did he or
I don't
not?
think he did.
He might not have, but he enrolled there.
Yeah.
He enrolled there. Toledo at Kentucky. Monday night, TCU at North Carolina. The Bill Belichick experience. I think the only question that matters here is, will his girlfriend be on the sideline?
Probably.
She'll either be on the sideline or she'll be in her own box. And if she's in her own box, over/under on times they pan to her.
Oh, 10? Or was it 9.5?
More or less than T-Swizzle at a Chiefs regular season game.
You know what?
They got less in the playoffs. They got less in the playoffs.
I don't think I actually looked into this.
By the way, congratulations on your engagement, T.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out to Swift. I don't think they ever showed her more than 4 times in a game.
It's triggering every time, Kevin.
Why?
I don't know. It never bothered.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's an entertainment
It's
deal.
always because
But I think they're going to show her 10.
we see her.
I think we're going to
players'
see
moms more
Belichick's.
than we
I think we're going to see Belichick's girlfriend.
for sure. Yes.
She is not going to allow the production team not to show her.
Correct. She will, if she's not shown, she will go to the truck at halftime, to the production truck, and be like, "What's going on?"
Listen, I am married to a woman who's very similar to his girlfriend.
How so?
Very assertive.
Okay.
Like, I hate taking things back to the store. You know, my wife doesn't care.
Okay. Well, that's
She'll
good.
take
That's
it.
good for you, though.
I think it's fine for him.
Yeah.
I don't think he minds it.
Clearly, yeah. I mean, he can.
He's like, you just handle it. I just want to coach football.
Yeah, good for him. Yeah. This is no one's being forced here. All right. So good for them.
Good for them.
Good for them.
All right.
I don't know how this is going to work on a football level, though. I think it's fascinating seeing him coaching college kids, and I know they're trying to run it like an NFL type deal. I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm going to be tuning in.
All right, let's pick some games. We've got some other games, but they're not any good. Illinois, Iowa State, Oregon, ASU, Florida. They all play football, but they're against. I couldn't even find a line on DraftKings, so if you're that interested. Okay, let's start with Alabama against Florida State. Alabama, 13.5-point favorite on the road. Win, cover
Okay, now this game is in Tallahassee, right?
in Tallahassee.
Okay, I think it's exciting for Florida State, right? I think this, we've all had bad seasons, right? You guys have had a couple. Texas had a whole decade's worth.
Yep.
So you have so much.
But
hope.
none of us had a season like this.
What were they 3-9?
Yes,
Yeah, we never had a season like that.
No.
But 6 and 7 for you might as well be 3-9.
it felt that way.
In Texas, we had several of those years. So you have a lot of hope. They're going to be fired up. I think they'll play well. It's not going to matter. I think that they just too much talent on Alabama's roster, and they have a lot to prove.
Yeah.
Kalen DeBoer has a lot to prove. Those players have a lot to prove. So I think Bama gets it done.
Yep,
I think
agree.
they cover that spread.
I agree. I'm going to go Bama. I'm Bama with the cover. Okay, LSU Clemson. We talked about this already. This is what I like about this game, which we didn't talk about, is the quarterback matchup.
It's a
If
fantastic.
Nussmeier's healthy, I think there's, for whatever reason, there's like a seed of doubt out there as towards his health.
Well, I mean, anytime you hear about a quarterback having, or any player having this sort of knee injury
Yeah.
in camp, I mean, it's going to
It gives you pause.
Yeah.
It gives you pause.
Yeah, uh-huh.
But if he's good to go, this could be, these two dudes could be sitting next to each other in New York. I don't think
Absolutely.
I don't think that's
No,
out
I
of.
don't think that's a stretch at all. Just with the type of numbers.
You like
and that's-
you like Klubnik.
I do.
I like Nussmeier,
Okay.
but I mean it could go either way here.
Correct. Yeah. And again,
I don't trust Brian Kelly.
that's.
I don't trust Brian Kelly,
I
and it's
agree.
at Clemson.
I prefer Dabo as a coach over Brian Kelly. There's going to be a lot of talent at the skill position here, not
Yeah.
just LSU.
Absolutely.
We know what LSU brings.
Absolutely.
And I love Clemson's receivers, man.
Okay, so who are you going
All
with?
three. I'm going with Clemson because it's at Clemson. I do want to see, though.
You think Clemson covers the 4?
I do. What I want to see, though, with LSU, first of all, can they play competent defense? They were a little bit better last year, but still not as good as they need to be. And can they run the ball with Caden Durham? We
Stud.
talked about this.
He's a stud.
I don't know why Texas did not recruit him harder.
I don't know why Oklahoma didn't back the truck up.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And what you did get Taylor Tatum.
All he's done is put the ball on the ground so far.
Agreed, but just based on what we knew then, Taylor's a 5-star guy with Tatum. But Texas,
Yes,
I think he would have been a difference maker. I think he would still be. I wish he was on Texas team now.
Yeah.
But can they establish a run with him? Because I think if they can, it gives them a better chance and it opens up the play action to those stud receivers that they have. But I like Clemson, and I love their defensive line. They got two dudes, Jay Parker, Peter Woods, who are likely first-round picks. I think they can get enough pressure on Nussmeier, make plays in there with their offense. Everybody's comfortable in a Garrett Riley system, so I got Clemson.
Look, if this was 2 years ago and Dabo had not embraced the portal or NIL, I would definitely be picking LSU. But he's
come around.
He's turned the corner a little bit. I mean, it's necessity. He has to.
You have to.
He has to.
You got to step up or step off, man. You either do it or resign.
Okay, the second best game. Is this the second best?
I actually think that other one might have. I mean,
what do we got? That's number 4 versus number 9.
Yeah.
This is 6 versus 10. Yeah, I guess 4 versus 9 is better. But to me, I think it's gonna be more entertaining. I don't know why. This is nostalgic, right? This is what I grew up on. We just talked about it. 1988 Catholics versus convicts. I mean, Miami in the late 80s.
Stupid, by the way.
What's that?
Catholics versus convicts. Come on, man.
Kevin, it's historic. What are you talking about?
No,
Stupid.
No.
Have some tradition, Kevin. It happened, dude. How else do you refer to stuff?
I know. It was stupid then. It's stupid now.
Oh, my God. Kevin, you know what you do sometimes? You suck fun out of sports. You take a sport. Because it's fun to say Catholics versus convicts. Dude, Miami was a bunch of convicts, dude.
They weren't.
Golly, they so were.
No, they weren't.
Oh, they were horrible people. They were awful people. I hated Miami. We just talked about this. I hated Miami.
I get it. They weren't convicts. That's not why you hated them.
There's a good chance they were convicts. In any other scenario, they're arrested, Kevin.
Making my point.
And then they got beat by the Catholics. You know why? Because God was on their side, Kevin.
Oh, really?
Touchdown Jesus said, we're going to go ahead and win because he doesn't like sin. And that's all Miami was about. That's what I said it. I called it.
Was he on their side when they got called for holding, returning the punt that would have won the national championship game that year?
That's a fair point.
Rocket Ismail. The worst call in the history of college football, by the way.
He was a great college player, though, wasn't he?
Correct.
Rocket was a great.
It was awesome.
Remember what was his brother's name, though? What was it? Missile?
The Missile.
Not nearly
Missile was not as good as the
He was
Rocket.
not nearly as good as the Rocket.
No.
All right, what do we got? We got Notre Dame versus Miami. Look, we got to find it. Notre Dame's got a new quarterback.
They do. CJ Carr.
So we got a new quarterback in Notre Dame. We got Carson Beck in Miami. We love Freeman. I love Freeman.
Love Marcus Freeman.
I don't know if I like Cristobal. I think he's a little smarmy, right? I mean, come on.
The book is the jury's still out on him.
He
did some.
He
good
applies
things.
Tanner, Kevin.
He did some good
Would you agree? He applies Tanner,
I don't know. Does he need to?
dude. Come on, that's not natural. I don't care if he's
You
in
don't think
Miami. I don't care if he's in
His
Miami.
last name's Cristobal. I mean, I'm trying to judge. You know,
I'm not trying to make a reach.
I don't know. It's Miami.
The fact that it's Cristobal, I mean, again, no stereotypes or stereotypes aside, I think increase the chances that he's wearing spray tan.
Okay, I think well, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe we're gonna go too deep on this.
Yeah.
All right, but we like Freeman.
We like Freeman.
I mean, if I wanted to be one dude in college football, I might want to be Marcus Freeman. That guy's a stud.
Yeah, he's a stud, man. Yeah, and it's so interesting, right? You know, he's a defensive coordinator there at Notre Dame under Brian Kelly, and Brian Kelly gets the LSU job, and I think he just thought that Marcus Freeman will go with him, and they end up offering the job, and what a great hire. I mean,
it's been great.
They were this close to winning the Natty last year.
They could have won it.
Yeah.
They could have won it.
I mean,
Ohio State was a better team, but they could have won it.
Ohio State had a
More
pretty big talent advantage.
Yeah.
And
but it was big boy football.
It was big
They
boy
played big boy,
football.
and that's the difference. And they never did that with Brian Kelly.
No. And look, they, especially on offense, they actually had pretty good defenses under Brian Kelly.
Because Freeman was coaching.
Yeah. And they had some stuff. If you look at the guys that they put into the league back then, they were all on defense. Their better guys were on defense. Kelly's offense, not as good.
Not as
Even
good.
at Notre Dame.
Well, Tommy Reese wasn't Tommy Reese his offensive coordinator?
Well,
Where's he at, too? He's like in the pros now.
Yeah, he's somewhere. Yeah, I can't remember. I just saw his name.
Me too.
He's an offensive coordinator in the NFL.
Okay, Notre Dame, 2.5-point favorite. Who you got?
I like Notre Dame.
Me too.
Just because of Marcus Freeman. That team is
Where's this game
completely
at?
taken. This game is in Miami.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it'd be awesome if they still have the Orange Bowl. Oh man.
Oh well, see, this is the problem though, and it's kind of like what I meant when I started the show off with Ohio State. Is it's just not the same environment as some of these. It's not Florida State. I mean, when Bama goes to Florida State, regardless of how good Florida State is, the environment is going to be really, really, really good.
Man, look, you've been there, so I don't want to just
To
totally disagree with you.
On Columbus?
Yes, again, I've only seen it on TV, but it just looks like it gets so loud there.
I
100,000
just
plus.
didn't think it was that
Yeah,
loud.
because you destroyed them with Baker Mayfield. Your game plan literally just sucked the air out of.
I
their game
keep
plan.
saying though we were down at halftime. The whole
Yes,
deal.
but I mean, listen, someone who's watching that game on TV, I'm just like, you guys are in complete control.
But you see how frustrated Urban Meyer was during that
Yes,
game? Oh, it was insane.
because
He was
nothing
great.
they were doing was working,
It was great. I loved
and
every second.
everything with. I know you hate this guy. I'm gonna say, okay, the guy who was your offensive coordinator at the time, or
was
your
a head coach.
at the time, who had just been named head coach.
I liked him for that game.
He had a great game plan, and it wasn't one of those bombs away. It was just like, hey, we're just gonna move the ball, run it here.
He was patient.
Pass here.
He was patient.
It was a masterclass, and those kind of games really frustrate the opponents because they're not doing anything spectacular,
No.
but we can't do anything with them. They're moving the ball however they want.
You know, you talk about wide receivers for Oklahoma. Go back and look at the wide receivers in that game. You didn't have CeeDee Lamb in that game, and if you did, he wasn't a factor.
Uh-huh.
You didn't have Hollywood Brown in that game. You had like LaColton Bester and like seriously, like
Uh-huh.
the dude. And so
I remember Dimitri Flowers making plays.
Yes.
You know,
And so it doesn't take, you don't have to have Jeremiah Smith. It helps. I think we'd all want Jeremiah Smith,
certainly helps.
but a system can create opportunities. And that's what I'm really hoping with Ben Arbuckle, right?
Yeah.
Is that he creates opportunities, creates space, puts him in a position to make plays. All right, Kevin. It's been a great show, man. This has been so fun here at the Chicken Shack. What else you got, dude? What do you want to close with?
Again, just saying how excited we are for the season. If you can, please like and subscribe and comment on what you think about these games coming up this weekend, what you think about Oklahoma for the rest of the season. Is Texas overrated? Am I overrating them? You know,
The answer is yes, Kevin. The answer, we don't have to.
But let us know. Let
Yeah,
us know in the
please.
comments.
We've had some great comments lately. We had a great audience in our last pod. We really appreciate everybody that listened. So yeah, check us out. And again, it's wherever you get your podcast. Kevin, this has been awesome. This Ohio State-Texas game is going to be awesome. Getting the season started for Oklahoma. I can't wait. Chicken Shack, thank you so much for letting us be here. Kevin, have a great night. Boomer!
Welcome. Let's go.